Uh, Banana King, can you just give me a sound check? Can you hear me? Or can anybody give me a sound check? Can you hear me? Excellent. Thank you. Right, let's start off with um, oh shit, I got my I'm getting back thing. It's because I've got this one still done. Okay, right. Hello, Pat. That's better. Can't hear myself. When I said that, I could hear myself. So I think you should just hear me now. And we're going to just play with OBS for a second, just to get into media source. Let me just double check. Yeah. Transition.
Hey, Steve. Not getting the audio for that video, Steve. You working on that audio, Steve?
Ah, ah.
Was that you or Alex Jones?
Oh, oh, oh. We're gonna stab your mind. We love our Somalis.
I didn't realise Alex Jones is still going. I thought they kind of shut him down or something.
Oh, that's an old video, Adrian.
Oh,
It's at least 2 years old, and that's not him making that. That was a folk group. I love the song. Once you
mhm.
hear it, it's one of those songs that stays in your head forever. Um, but no, look, they've got to the stage now where he's been sued for about £500 million.
Oh,
And the victims of the shooting that he said was a fake shooting have turned around and said, oh, look, okay, we don't want 500 million, we'll accept 500,000, that sort of thing.
okay, yeah, yeah.
They're trying, because he's just, obviously, all he's done is he's claimed bankruptcy.
Has he pulled the pin on broadcasting on YouTube and wherever?
No, he's still around. I watch him on different streams. I think he's lost his. Obviously, the left wing has come in and closed him down on lots of channels. But he's still going.
Yeah.
I love the guy.
4 or 5 years ago, but something was going on at the time, probably a political thing. But he was like paranoid someone was coming to, they were coming to get him, and he used to have his gun. He'd have his gun at the broadcast.
Oh, Adrian, they have come to get him. All he said, I mean, he went too overboard because he's a shock jock. All he said was, they'd used to use, I can't remember the name of the school. Maybe somebody in the chat can remember
Columbine?
the name of the school. Say again?
The Columbine massacre, was it? Or?
No, I don't think, it could have been. I really can't remember. But all he said was the government are using this to get rid of the Second Amendment gun rights in America. And it's not as bad as it is. And you've got exactly the same thing happening in Israel at the moment. In that it's now been reported, as I suspected, Israel knew that Hamas were going to attack them. No way did they not know that was going to happen. They have the best secret service in the world by far. They knew it was coming, and I think they just worked out, we're going to lose a few people when they come, but we're going to be able to wreak revenge and keep ourselves safe for the next 10, 20 years.
Yeah, like a September 11, right?
Well, I don't know how you're looking at that. Yeah, but well, yes, I get your point. Yeah.
Let it happen, and
it means we have justification to then go and attack anybody in the Middle East. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, we want a reason, and we're not getting the reason sold enough for so long. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. No, absolutely right. I'm sorry, Adrian. I didn't catch. Sorry, Banana King. I didn't get your analogy before, but exactly the same. Yeah, exactly the same as 9/11 was the Hamas attack on Israel. There's no way that should have happened with the amount of intelligence that Israel had. Christ, they must have so many people inside Hamas. It's beyond a joke. And they are the best in the world, because you're going to be the best in the world if you're living in a country where every country surrounding you wants you dead. You're going to make sure that you are fighting fit, should I say. Of course, they got the best stuff.
I've been watching a guy, his name's Scott Ritter. He's like an ex-US military man. He's like a military analyst.
Okay.
He's in the army or something. But like Scott Ritter, I think he popped up also during the Gulf Wars. Like he was like some sort of negotiator, or one of the wise men.
Right.
He made a statement. He said immediately after the Hamas went through the Israeli kibbutz slaughtering everyone, it took a while for the army to respond. And when they did get there and start killing the bad guys that are in the townships, there was a lot of indiscriminate shooting going on. Like he maintains the Israeli military and police that were shooting the bad guys were also mistakenly shot a lot of civilians.
I don't know. I wouldn't go along with that, but
whenever people are flying gun battles like that, there is going to be some collateral damage, like someone moved, bang, and that was a good gosh. Whoops, they always make mistakes.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I don't doubt you for a second. But look, I've said many times on here, I hate all wars but I can understand why Russia went into Ukraine, and I can understand why Israel is basically just going to flatten Gaza. I'd do the same. I mean, what's the Netanyahu? He's gone. After so that's my thought. I said before was maybe they planned it. They wouldn't plan it if he knew about it, because as soon as this is over, he's gone. The most important thing a government can do is to protect its citizens. And as soon as he stops protecting the citizens, next election, he's out. So his political career is finished. So maybe I'm being a bit too what's the word? I can't think. Judgmental. I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. The way they went about things at Hamas with the attacks, and then all the rocket launches, they got to be. That's got to be the end of them. Like really, like.
Oh yeah.
That shit can't continue.
I'll tell you the other thing that I've seen, because I've been watching a few of the live streams from the conflict in the streets in Gaza. This is just after the was it November the 7th or October the 7th? Was it October the 7th?
October the 7th. Yeah.
Right. I watched the live reports, the live streams from Gaza, and they always say, "Oh, it's just a few young lads throwing stones." Hello, Robert. Welcome, sir.
Yeah.
They say it's just a few lads throwing stones, and the Israelis have got rifles, guns, whatever. I watched these young lads using slingshots, and they were evil with them. They had I don't know what you call them, rubbish bins. You know, the big green things where they open up the top. I don't know what you call them.
Yep.
Wheelie bins, but the big ones.
Mm.
You can put a body in one, and they got those lined up. And these guys were firing from at least 100 foot away. I would say more like 200-300 foot away. They were hitting them every time.
Yeah.
And if that rock hit you in the right place, you're dead. But it was so impressive. They swing it around for a bit, let loose, and then you see you can actually see the wheelie bin, you know, the dumper thing, whatever it's called. You can see the fucking thing move. It moves from the rock hitting it. It's incredible.
Well, they're picking up like a fair bit of momentum with that sling, aren't they?
If I hadn't seen it, Banana King, I wouldn't have believed the force they could get into it.
I'm not biblical.
Go on.
Yeah, I'm not biblical. I don't even have a Bible, but I seem to remember there's an old Bible story about the David and the Goliath, and little David, he killed Goliath the giant with one of them slings, right?
Yeah. And they are really good at, let's face it, teenagers are really good at learning new skills. So and their slings are, I don't know, at least a meter long. So you imagine that. You swing that round your head a few times, and then if you know what you're doing, you release it at the right time. It's as good as a bullet.
Yeah, a lot of momentum.
Yeah.
Robert.
Are you joining us, Robert, or you just come on to say hello? Look, welcome to where you want, but I'm just playing with OBS at the moment. It's really fragile, and there's not a lot of click to it.
Hey, Robert.
Morning there, Adrian. Morning, Steve.
Oh, good.
Good morning, gentlemen.
How you doing?
Hey, Paul.
Hello, Paula. How the devil are you?
Oh, living the dream.
Oh, good. I'm living a drunken dream, Paula. Look, I've had a good day, but I've been wanting to go on stream all day long to show off my OBS skills, and there's been nothing available. It's all been horrible. I feel left out in the cold. So I had to wait until Banana King finished. I had to wait until my colleague finished to start anything.
Steve's going to be doing lots of video productions now with this OBS. I can just feel it.
Oh, the world is my oyster.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to touch that one, Steve.
Or lobster. Look, let me show you what else. What can I show? What would you like, Robert? I've got so much lined up to play. What should we go for first? Hold on. Look, sorry, Robert. No, you. If you've got something to talk about, Robert, you go first, mate.
No. I'm just going to come up and flesh out what you guys are talking about, seeing as I have experience in war.
All right. Yeah, okay. Let's carry on with the because you maybe
back to the kids. Back to the kids.
We haven't spoken about this.
Oh my goodness.
The kids with the stones. Apparently, when they round them up and catch them, the stone throwers, whether they're using a sling or not. Apparently, it's a military court, so there's nothing. They're locked up for a minimum of 5 years in a jail. These kids with the stone throwing.
Well, okay. Have you ever heard of what's called the broken window theory?
Yes.
People in
That's what French lawyer did, the mayor of New York.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I had somebody say something to me the other day that really kind of pissed me off when it comes to this whole deal. Now, granted, like Steve, war sucks, but it doesn't change some certain realities of it. And the reality of this, I had someone say, well, what's the difference between they call the people that the Palestinians took hostages, and they call the people that the Israelis took prisoners. He said, aren't they the same? I says, wait a minute here. I says, the people that the Israelis took either, well, like one woman was a car bomber, and then they had a fit because she didn't die, and they didn't think that the Palestinians were, or the Palestinians thought that they were responsible for reconstructing this woman's face because she was a fucking suicide bomber.
Mm.
And now, and I'm like, okay, so you're going to tell me that people shooting rockets, or in your case, talking about throwing stones, or, and that sounds innocuous, but it's not.
No, that's exactly my point, Robert. Exactly my point. Yeah.
The thing that comes back to there, though,
I can fire missiles into your city. And was it a Patriot defense system or the Iron Dome or whatever it is?
Yeah.
That protects them from most stuff.
Well,
but it's still fucking horrible.
Yeah, but let me finish here, Steve.
Sorry, Robert. I apologize.
What I'm getting at is the people that the Israelis locked up, like you're talking about. It's not indiscriminate. It's not like they run into the Palestinian area, Gazas and stuff like that, and just take people at random.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the people that they're trying to get back, they literally went in and kidnapped, and many of them weren't even Israelis, nor Jews or anything like that. There were kids, babies, things like that. And they talk all the shit they want. The Israeli army literally took the babies out of those hospitals and moved them to safe places and had them taken care of and reunited their mothers with them. Do you think the fucking Hamas would have done that?
One of the women even had a child in captivity. She must have been like 9 months pregnant when she got abducted, and she gave birth in the tunnels, like in captivity.
Yeah. You know, so
And even more relevant to us, I never realized there's 25,000 Thais working in Israel.
Yeah.
24 of them were killed, 25 were taken hostage. And I think most of them have been returned now, but still 25 totally innocent people that were just there working.
They're all
killed.
innocent. They were all innocent.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I misspoke.
yeah,
That's
not
the thing, Banana King, in that those were totally innocent people.
Because all the males, all the men, they shot them, instantly shot
What
them.
Israel is doing, I think, what Israel does try, I think, to avoid killing innocent people. They're really trying to go after Hamas.
They were told apparently to kill all the men, and from any boy age group up, like 12 and up, sort of thing. Kill them because they're classed as military, and abduct all the women and children that you can catch.
And we've all seen the videos. It was horrendous. It was just horrendous.
Horrendous. And
Yeah, and I'll tell you something, Steve. You've only seen the videos that they allow out in public. I've seen some of the ones that most people haven't.
Mm. Yeah.
You know, you got to be
even
especially.
horrendous, Robert. Even the ones I saw were horrendous. So
Yeah.
I can't imagine what you've seen.
You know, so granted, I understand people's ideas when it comes to one side or the other, but there is some realities to this shit. And bar the whole, unfortunately, religious side of it, which does play a role in this, plays a huge role in this. That's what people don't understand. You have two ideologies that, by their very nature, don't get along, and they won't because of ideology. But to take, and the shit that I hear some people say, like, they just have no concept of what the actual realities of those situations are. I tell you what, they ought to be glad that that's the IDF going in, because they certainly would not want a platoon of Rangers going into Gaza, because they wouldn't fuck around. They would tell them, hey, if you don't want to be in a war zone, you might want to get the fuck out, and we mean you better get the fuck up, because we're going to take down anything that moves.
Yep.
You know, I mean, that shit.
at the end of this, it would only be reasonable that there would be no Hamas left.
But that's the problem that they're, Adrian. At this point in the game, they've literally trained the upcoming generations that they fall and believe the ideologies of Hamas. They literally believe that Israel, many of them, not all of them, I won't say all of them, there are some exceptions, but there's many of them that believe that Israel should not even exist, and they literally believe that all Jewish people should be killed.
Yeah, I know.
And it's not hyperbole. Those people literally believe that shit. I wonder how these people would think if the other side was black people. I wonder what their thoughts would be then. Or if it was all Asian people. You know, what's going on here isn't any different than the crap that they belie about, that they say is so evil, but yet they're the ones that are doing the evil.
Yeah, I agree. I hate to bow out. I'm just going to bow out for 2 minutes. I'm just going to have a pee and get another beer. Back in a bit. And I only just realised that I thought Pat said she could hear them. So, Adrian, you can hear the video I played earlier.
Yeah,
Alex Jones.
Not at first, but you got the. No, actually, I don't think we could. You were sort of doing the audio voiceover.
Well, I was singing along.
Yeah, actually,
Oh,
you
man,
may not have
that's
the
a
audio.
bummer. Oh, shit. It's really true. This OBS is great. Gives you the power, but it's very fragile.
Learning curve.
It's tricky to do. But anyway, I'm going to persevere with it because I'm a bit of a control freak and I like having the power over it. I'll be back in a bit. I'm just going to sort myself out. I'll just mute myself.
I'm actually a bit surprised, Robert, when they cut off like the north of Gaza there, and they had pretty much all the civilians out that wanted to get out. The rest were obviously fighters and combatants. I'm surprised they didn't use a small nuke.
No, that would not be a good idea. You know, Graham, in some ways I agree with you, but let me ask you this. You know, there was a point in time when there was free movement between Gaza and Israel until kidnappings and in the murder street or streets in the murder in the streets and things like that for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And that's what it's turned into. Now, it seems to me that people have this idea that if it all just stopped, they would all sit around the campfire and sing fucking Kumbaya. And they wouldn't. Well, that's part of it, though, Graham. There's many aspects of this that is geopolitical. But I'll tell you from the cultural side of it, and speaking of somebody who's dealt with some of that stuff, you can't negotiate with somebody that literally fucking hates you. They don't see others as human, and that includes us. For example, some friends of mine, a couple of families from Lebanon, a couple of them from Syria. I forget what the other, another Middle Eastern country over there from where I think it was Yemen. But they weren't Muslim, they were Christian. And some of the things that they told me about what goes on over there. I mean, Syria used to be, and still is in many ways, a beautiful country. But when you get extremists coming in, and I use that term in the sense when it comes to ideological, to where they literally don't see you as human. That there isn't anything you can do to combat that. And it isn't a matter that you just stop and say, okay, we're all just going to take and hold hands and play nice, because they don't. You know, it's like a lot of these people over here protesting and stuff like that. It just absolutely floors me. It's like, okay, all you youngins over there and all you alternative lifestyle, shall we say, people go over there and let me know how that works out for you. Because if you think those people actually believe in human rights and freedom, you're sadly fucking mistaken. And
I think
unfortunately,
America's done the right thing in this case. You know, with having the aircraft carriers and battle fleets stationed off the coast, that's stopped like Iran and those sort of joints. They would have probably definitely joined in if that American fleet wasn't sitting out there.
Well, they've already had attacks upon
Oh no, they did not. They have been fighting for centuries.
part of that is interference, Graham, but part of it is ideological.
Mm. Yeah, good big ups for America for probably preventing the escalation of that war.
Well, trust me, it's that whole thing is far, far, far from over. You know, and the thing of it is, all these countries that bandy about well, kind of like what Graham's saying here. None of them want to take the responsibility for security so that shit don't happen. But yet, many of them are also the countries that foment that shit. You know, one thing that I'll point out, and a lot of people have this idea because they look at the world from a tourist point of view, shall we say?
Mm-hmm.
I'll use Iraq for an example, and not that I think the Iraq war was a justified thing, because it certainly was not. Many wars that I disagree with, but that doesn't change the point. In fact, the only reason they had Saddam Hussein as the leader of that country, because they couldn't have reasonable people, because some of those people, they're literally are certifiably fucking insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how they end
I heard exactly the same, Robert.
That's why they end up with the dictators that they get, because any other leadership can't keep the extremist under control.
Yeah.
Saddam was no nice guy, but he could keep those terrorists under control, right?
Well, hell yeah. You know, and if they think what America does,
and it's not just terrorists; they're almost little tribal gangs.
Well, see, now you've touched upon something.
Am I wrong here, Robert? Don't tell me I'm wrong again.
No, I'm not telling you wrong. You're absolutely right. It's tribalism.
Yeah.
And it's just a reality of that situation.
Josephine E. Oh, let me just put that up there. See, it looks like it's going to be good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's face it, war in a lot of ways has become a business. Sadly, private business made money. Absolutely, yeah. I'd go further, Josephine. I'd say it's a money laundering thing. It's the way government.
Well, it's manipulated. Okay, here's the thing.
To their pocket.
It's manipulation by people who don't give two fucks about human people, and that includes all. It isn't just one size fits all, or one side does this or that. There's shit people on both sides.
Yeah.
Graham, I do understand the history of that area. Believe me.
It started way before the early 1900s. Because one was.
You know, these religions, and that's not just, and I don't want to use just religion, because it isn't. It's a cultural ideology. And we can go, I mean, the thing is, people can pick a point in time in history, but how far do you want to go? You know, that's the thing. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you on that one, Graham. Absolutely.
My limited understanding, it's not really religious at all. They're fighting over land. Who owns the land?
But it's actually what I'm saying is, Banana King. And if you want to go that route right there, let's look at the realities of the situation. When that was coming about, that land was broken up by the UN and things like that, and by the British and things like that. And people holler up and down like, okay, well, how about when the Ottoman Empire come in there, took over, and literally wiped out many of the Persians. And that's a mistake people make. Many of the people that are in those are not Persian. They're not literally native to that area. So that argument holds no water, because you can pick any point in time in history. It's kind of like the whole climate thing. If you pick a certain point in time, yeah, it looks like our temperatures are going up. But if you go back to the Middle Ages, we're actually getting colder. It was 5 degrees warmer in the Middle Ages. It's the same thing when it comes to this. That area has been taken over by many different factions. Do we want to go back when the Romans were there? Do we want to go back when Genghis Khan was there? Do we want to go back even prior to that? That's the thing.
Go back to when Jesus was there, apparently.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can pick any point in time in history to color an idea, but it doesn't change the reality of those situations.
I don't get that the main temple there in Jerusalem. I think you call it Jerusalem, or
the Temple Mount.
The Temple Mount. Now that's 3 different religions claim that as their peak.
Well, and therein lies the rub, Adrian. You have 3 different religions who are all Abraham. They all believe almost the same damn thing. There's some differences. It's kind of like the Catholics and the Protestants and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And this is why I say, when it comes to it isn't just what people perceive it to be, it's cultural. And now, granted, you got people who want to profit all shit that's stirring the pot, and that's a truism as well. But how do you get people to understand that they get lied to half the time on both sides?
It's just a shame these religions can't just stick to religious beliefs and worship. Why do they have to get involved in politics and military actions?
Why does any of that shit happen when it comes to beliefs, Adrian?
But it's a blight on the religions itself, isn't it? When they turn to bloodshed.
But that's been a historical thing throughout history when it comes to belief systems.
Like Muslims are fine, to me, but it's the Islamists, like their leaders that delve into military and political powers and influences. That's the problem. And the Jews are no different. They got the Zionists. They could be looked at just as
absolutely
the same as the Islamists. The Jewish people are fine, but you got the Zionists pulling their strings. The Muslims have got the Islamists pulling their strings. What can you say about the whole thing? It's just
the same. I could use parallels to what goes on even in this country when it comes to extremist ideas. And I hate to use the words extremist because it connotates things. In my opinion, it colors people's ideas the wrong way, and we've been conditioned to think that way. But when you get any group of people who believe that their ideas are the only thing that's right, and they can justify taking other people's lives for it, that's where we end up where we're at. Well, that's the thing, though, Graham. We're talking about the same thing throughout history in all places. Rinse and repeat. We could go back to, even in this country here, we could go back to when the British, well, not just the British, but we had Spain, France, all kinds of people coming all over the world to the United States when the United States was founded. Now, do we apply the same ideals? That's the thing. you have to understand that any point in time in history, you can pick a point in time in history. And then when they talk about the Native Americans here, and I use that same analogy, and the current Native Americans, if we want to look at it that way, actually subsetted the people who were here prior to them. That's why they're so hell bent on leather that nobody messes with any archaeological sites, because all of a sudden it might say that they weren't the first here.
Mm.
You know,
we've got a huge movement in Australia where we're Indigenous Australians are being roused up to claim their land back. From the
there
white
you go.
settlers.
Now you understand. That's exactly what I'm getting at, Adrian.
250 years ago, the white settlers turned up and just stake claim and settled land and divided up land, and without any regard to the native inhabitants, and now they want that back. You know, it's not much different to what's going on over there.
No, it isn't. And that's what, throughout history, it doesn't matter you can pick any point in time. Human movement is going to cause conflicts between different cultures, tribes, whatever. It depends on the scope of whatever way you want to look at it.
Yeah. In the area I used to live in Brisbane before I moved, Robert, that's called the Redlands. Beautiful area east of Brisbane on the bay, on Moreton Bay. Includes a lot of islands, all the foreshore. It's one of the biggest, largest areas of like bushland, suburban development, encompassing about probably seven or eight suburbs. It's a big area. The whole area's being claimed as native title by one family of Indigenous people that don't live in the area, but they claim they can trace their lineage back to that particular area, and they claim a native title over it. Now, this native title, they can't claim privately held land, but all public land, including all the waterways out into the bay, all the islands, all the foreshores, all the parks, all the public land, even the council building itself, because it's public property too. They're claiming that whole lot, and it's claimed by one family, like three people, like this Uncle Billy and Auntie Sally or something. That it's just, is that ridiculous?
Yeah.
And the federal government, because they support all this stuff, they've fully funded all the legal challenge, like to claim the native title for them, to the extent where the local council can't afford to even contest it in court.
But here's the thing, though, Banana. That's being done by those at the top on purpose. And Graham, I agree with you, because it points to the exact thing I was trying to point out. You know, there's many countries in the Middle East where you have some people, where you have a certain subset of people who are rich beyond what many of us can even imagine. But yet their people live in fucking squalor. Yeah, I don't listen to mainstream media on any aspect either, Graham. And not at all. I just look at the realities of those situations. And beings that I have had to deal with that stuff, I understand some nuances when it comes to those things. And what's going on in the Western world is the very same thing that's been going on in those Middle Eastern countries for thousands of years. You have a higher class of people who are causing turmoil in their populations for control. Whether it's control of resources, whether it's control of people, whether it's control of any aspect. and it's literally fomenting conflict in those populations. It's happening here in the States. They're doing the same damn thing, but you can't get people to open their eyes and see what the hell's going on. It's easier to hate somebody else who's of your same stature or standing and claim it's because of something that's totally irrelevant when they don't realize it's those at the top pulling the fucking strings that are ones causing all this shit. Whether it's for greed or control or any number of things, but that is exactly what's happening.
I can just tell Steve Perrin's almost got his skills up to speed with his video editor. You getting there, Steve?
No. I've even called. I apologize. I thought it was Pat talking. It's Josephine, but I couldn't get rid of it until now. I can get rid of that. Remove. And I can just say it. Lol, Josephine. I put lol. I thought it was Pat still here. It was not. It's Josephine. Well, look, can I try one more experiment? Let me try playing another bit of sound again. And let me shout in the shout at me if you can't hear it.
Hey, it's your stream, Steve.
All right, I'll have a little go. No, it's not. We share.
Oh, you started.
We're
You
very
started.
good at we are sharing.
I've done my stream for today.
Yeah, I'm not going to cook though, Banana King. I'm only here drinking. I'm sorry, Josephine. I'm an idiot, and that's why the title of the show. I rarely read the other bit, but the bit underneath the title is I'm experimenting with OBS. By the time this starts, I'll have had enough beer to lose it and dox myself. Should be fun. Basically means that I've got no idea what I'm doing, but I do quite like it. The only problem with it is that if you do something like we're doing now, it's ridiculously difficult to bring other people into the stream. You've got to get another sort of third party to come and do it. It's nice to have control over it, but OBS is not, obviously something like StreamYards is far better, far more intuitive. OBS just gives you more options.
Steve, I'm trying to understand something here. It almost like you were talking about masturbation. You're doing something you don't understand, but you're still going to do it.
Oh yeah, obviously. That's me, Robert. You know me well.
Oh my goodness.
Easy Company. Is that the real? Is that real Easy Company? Welcome, sir. Lovely to see you here.
Once you get good on your OBS,
let's just test. No, I do love this. Let's just test if it's a real Easy Company. What is your favorite snake, Easy Company?
Here we go. I know the answer to this.
So you don't need to go into channel. You don't need to test them out. You just say, what is your favorite snake?
I'm going to be a little disturbed if he says trouser snake.
That probably is his favorite snake.
He's taking a bit of a while to answer this, isn't he? Our real Easy Company would have come straight back in with his favorite pet snake that he's got in his room, living with him at the moment. Probably the real Easy Company has his, yeah, but he's on here now, so he should still be able to answer. Okay, Sal. You caught me the other day, Sal. You said you were fishing because I came out, and you won. You won that. I think I won that one. I wasn't actually fishing, but I'm glad you came out of the lurking shadows. Right. I'm just going to do this only just because I've spent about 20 hours. No, let's be fair. I've spent about 6 hours working on OBS. And Pat said earlier it's not working. You can't hear my audio.
Well, if we put you full screen, Steve, then me and Robert will still be in the background. We'll be able to tell you if you got audio.
Just shout if you can't hear the video.
Okay, we'll sit just behind you. Oops.
Hold on, let me just go for what we want. Play a video, media stream, and we'll go for. Oh yeah, I found Shaun the Sheep. There we are. We'll do this one.
How do you put you on top? I don't know how to do it.
Okay.
I think you got to be in that top right.
What is OBS?
Box and do. That's it. Yeah. Okay.
So, right, let me just check. I've got my mic is going to be off.
It's just a software.
Audio is on. You should be able to hear this. I hope so.
This is like an exam, Steve. If you fail the exam, we're going to boot you off.
Yeah, I agree. Right, transition. Here we go.
No audio.
No audio.
Some audio setting somewhere in that OBS.
Fuck. Let me give me 2 minutes. Let me just go into advanced audio properties. Just the audio is on monitor and output. Because I can hear it perfectly where I am.
You're getting some stick from the chat, Steve.
That's all right. No, I'm not going to look. I'm going to work this out. Fuck. How can I do this? Why is that not working?
Yeah, that thing, Robert, with the in my old electorate, the old Shire, this native title, they claim that this will be like a test case for all of Australia. If it succeeds there, every like local council area will be able to be claimed as native title around Australia. Once this is like a test case for them. It's pretty scary. Pretty scary stuff.
And what's that going to do?
Well, the people, Uncle Billy and Auntie Betty that are claiming the land, or the Redland Shire, all that public land, all the foreshores, the boat ramps, the parks, everything that's there now for the community to enjoy, they're going to fence it off and not allow non-Indigenous people to use it, the land.
And what kind of turmoil is that going to cause in the population?
I can't imagine how Uncle Billy and Auntie Betty are going to enforce that, but yeah, that's going to cause.
But see, that rolls down to the point, though, Adrian. All this shit that's going on in all these countries is the same damn song and dance. They want the average Joe that's walking up and down the street to be at odds with their fucking neighbors over shit that has been done and dusted for centuries, literally.
Yeah. If we're not careful, the place will end up like South Africa. It'll be the new South Africa.
Yeah, and that's no sound, Steve.
Oh, fuck. All right, I'm going to forget this.
That YouTube that you're playing, though, is the sound turned up on the actual YouTube?
Yeah, Robert, Banana King, I can hear it perfectly. I don't know why it's not getting through to you.
You could.
I can hear everything.
You could pipe it through your microphone, perhaps.
Nah, I'm doing something stupid. But it's all right. No problem.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. You're halfway there.
I wonder if
No,
Steve had as many
you
problems.
carry on
with-
talking. Go on.
I said, I wonder if you had as many problems with sex, Steve, when you first found that.
Oh, the first woman I tried to have sex with still had her tights on, Robert. I was
Well, there you
bouncing
go.
in and out. I
There
was
you go.
bouncing in and out. Very similar to this. In and out, in and out. It was good fun, but no. But I did find a way through. So no, I'm not going to bore you all with this here now. I am a bit embarrassed that it didn't work.
Go on, one more go, Steve. Let's see.
No. Well, I'm wasting everybody's time. Let me just see who's been having a go at me in the chat.
Don't.
Nobody really. We're okay. And of course, I probably could just play it and then present it on here. So hold on, let me just do it this way.
How's your weather, Robert? You got snow happening yet, or anything?
We had snow, and then it warmed up and it rained, and there's kind of ice, and yeah, it can't make up its mind what it wants to do.
Yeah.
All I know is it's fucking cold.
Like ice on the windows and stuff.
Ice in the yard. Walk on the porch, you break your ass.
Oh wow, yeah.
It is.
You need cleats on the bottom of your shoes.
Exactly.
In Celsius, it is. We are at 2 degrees.
Ooh,
Yeah.
2 degrees.
And that's,
sort of
I tell you what, that feels warm at the moment. It's actually warmed up.
What sort of heater have you got there?
Gas, wood,
Gas and wood.
whatever
yeah.
makes heat.
Yeah. Yeah. We do gas and wood.
Yeah. Do you have like town gas that's piped in, or is it like in a storage tank?
No, I live out in the middle of the woods there, Adrian.
So
Oh,
no.
right. Yeah. So you got like a big LPG or?
I have big propane tanks, little propane tanks, medium propane tanks. You name it. I got all kinds of them.
Propane.
Yeah, and by the way, Az makes a good point about the bug things. They've given it a name that they're going to put the ingredients into shit that most people won't even know that they're putting it into their food. So
Mm-hmm. Hey, Yui.
Hello, gentlemen.
hey Uva, how you doing, brother?
Hey, Uwe.
So we got a relaxed stream now, again, or
Yeah.
Well,
I think so.
last?
Steve is on here trying to figure out how to play with himself. We ain't got that straight yet, but
All right. It's anyways
Well,
better than the freaking fight over the same bullshit again.
Yeah, you could hardly get a word in on the earlier stream.
That's not even the point. I'm not into that stuff. I have no idea what it's all about. But for me, it's just interesting that they can argue and bullshit about the same crap over years and years and years. I don't get that, but it's not my business. I just
do you
laugh
think-
at it,
What do you think about the Ukraine war? I hear America's going to drastically reduce their funding of the Ukrainian war effort, and I hear Germany's going to pick up the slack.
They never should have been funding them.
yeah, that whole deal is all choreographed crap on all sides.
Yeah. Like Germany picking up the slack, it'd mean like it's all of NATO still supplying pretty much what's happening now. Yeah.
Germany is just a slave of the US. Everything what they tell them they do. Our chancellor was standing half a meter beside Biden when he said, we will know how to stop the Nord Stream pipeline. And he was smiling and standing half a meter beside him. And now nobody will know who the fuck blew the freaking pipelines up. Fuck that. We are slaves of the Americans, only slaves. And that has been since the Second World War is over. We are slaves of the Americans.
I don't know if I'd use Americans as a term because, in all actuality, America at the moment is being destroyed by the fucking multinational corporations.
It doesn't matter, Robert. We follow the orders from Washington. That's what we do.
Oh,
That
well,
has
I'm
been
not
going on since 1945. They follow the orders of Washington. That's what's going on.
Yep.
There was only one chancellor in the last 30 years who was even had the balls to tell them fuck off. And he said, I don't go with you into Iraq. And that was Schröder. He was an idiot as well, but he had at least the balls to tell them, nope, we don't follow you.
Well, therein lies the rub there, Uwe. When we do get a leader in any aspect, even here, because there's certain members in our Congress that are literally telling all these warmongers to fuck off. And unfortunately, they don't control all aspects of the government or the media or any number of things. So we're all stuck in the same fucking trap, being controlled by by people who don't give two fucks about the population of the people.
I know, we all know that, Robert. But still, in the public, what is going on in the public, we don't know the names and the faces behind that. But in the public, what Washington says, Germany does. It's simple as that. It doesn't matter who is in the White House. What they order, we follow. Nobody has the balls to say, wait a minute, fuck you, we do our own stuff. They can't because they have contracts we don't even know anything about. And like Graham says, we still paying reparations from the World War II, and we will pay it until this planet goes down.
Yep.
That's no joke. We still pay it. We have 75 or 76 years after the war, and we still pay it.
How much in total do you think that'd be if you could put a number on it?
I don't know. It's billions a year. Billions, not millions, billions.
Yep.
We pay it to Israel and to many other countries as well.
Well, I'll tell you, Uwe, what astounds me though is the amount of money that's not just your country, but here as well. How much money they give to all these fucking countries?
I'll give you another number, and that's a serious number. That's official. Germany in 2023 had a record income of tax for the government. 1 trillion it is. In English, it's trillion. It's 1,000 billion. 1,000 billion. And we have not enough money to get our people helped. We help everybody in the world. China, India, wherever you're going to go, Ukraine, wherever it goes. And we have people in our country suffering with no food. We have people from the flooding 2.5 years ago. People are still there, have no money to prepare or to build new houses and stuff like that. It's absolute insane.
Same thing
That's
here.
no bullshit. That's the absolutely truth.
Yep. Same shit here.
$1,000 billion.
1,000 billion. That's a fucking number, man.
Yeah. How much is a German mark? Is it a German? Mark?
We have
What's
euro. We have no Deutsche Mark anymore. We have the fucking euro.
oh, it's euro.
That was the first go down for Germany, and they started with the
course.
fucking euro.
Of course,
Well-
euros. Yeah. How much is a euro to the US dollar?
It's almost equal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
varies.
Not much,
It varies.
not much different anymore. I think a euro is $1.08, $1.06, or something like that. It's almost same. It used to be about $1.60, $1.70.
Yeah, and Germany's the only country in Europe that actually has money, apparently. All
No,
the
it's
rest of
Germany and France. That are the only. And back in the days before the Brexit, it was England. These three countries running the European Union, they pay. All the other members of the European Union getting money out. Only Germany, France, England, and a little bit of Netherlands, they pay in. Everybody else just takes it out.
Oh, are the Swiss part of the euro or not?
No, Swiss is still independent. Not really independent anymore because they have been so much agreements with the European Union about migration and
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff that they are not the neutral, independent country anymore like they used to because of business and stuff. But you still have to pay custom if you go sending something to Switzerland, or if you buy something from Switzerland, you pay custom here and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree with Aztec on this one. Euro, give up your sovereign coins and bend over.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
But the
Same
thing
thing.
is, the Germans was the main inventor of the fucking euro, you know. Most countries, they had the referendum, a voting, if they want the euro or not. Not all the countries, but most countries. Here, nobody was asked. It was just a given fact.
Well, that's going to be the same thing when they bring in this whole fucking digital currency, Uwe.
I know. I
That's
know.
what people
It's
don't realize.
European Union dictation. That's what it is.
People don't realize. Well, it's going to just be European Union. It's going to be worldwide. They don't realize the fucking this planet's getting ready to take.
They do keep talking about central bank cryptocurrencies.
It's not crypto, Adrian. There's a huge difference between cryptocurrency and central bank digital currency.
Oh,
Huge difference.
But I believe still that the crypto is a fucking trap as well.
Well, it's like anything else. It's based upon a belief system, not tangible, actual asset. It's all the same idea. The only difference is it isn't controlled by a government, but in actuality is because any country could just say, well, it's now illegal. If you trade in it, you're going to fucking jail. And if people don't think that's going to happen in the future, you can bet your ass it's going to.
People got rich out of the cryptos for sure. But these days, you got to be rich before you get rich or richer out of the crypto. You don't make big money with investing 5 grand or 10 grand into crypto. That's over. You could do that years ago, but now no. Or you are very, very lucky and have time to wait 5 or 10 years for some crypto to go to the moon.
Yep.
I wonder if, as would know, has Australia got plans of a central bank digital currency?
Oh yeah, they have.
It's
They
already
have.
started over their banana. They're
Yep,
already starting
it
to
has.
take away the access to cash. It's already started.
It started. Yes.
Yeah. No, we still got ATM machines everywhere dishing out cash.
Yeah, but you are
Adrian?
limited on how much money you can get these days. If you go to the bank, you
How-
can't
how
go in
many-
there and say you want to have 20 grand. You don't get it.
How many news articles you want me to bring you up, and how many banks you want me to show you that no longer have cash at the bank? You have to go to an ATM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing's happening here. It's
There
the
was
slow
videos
burn.
from Australians. They went to the bank One lady, she want to have 10 grand out of her bank account, and the bank said you get maximum 6, and that's it. She didn't got 10 grand. She had more than 10 grand on the bank account. She didn't got more than 6. She was really
Yeah,
getting pissed, but they didn't
any-
give her more.
Any transaction more than 10 grand has to be reported to a special monitoring department.
Any transaction in a bank over $600 has to be reported here now.
Wowza.
That's fucking insane, man. I mean, $600 you need for a freaking TV.
Yeah. If you go to a bank here and you pull out $600 worth of cash, or you deposit $600 of cash, the banks by law are obligated to inform the government.
Yeah. I do a lot
Yeah.
more like digital transferring of money now, like using, the transfer where you use a BSB and an account number to pay for things. It's like this SWIFT, they call it the SWIFT system. It's like an international interbank
Yeah, it's
transfer.
Swift code, yeah. That's for trading
Yeah.
trading money, yeah.
Yep. But I find I'm using that a fair bit actually now.
What people don't understand is digital currency is not the same as paying with your credit or with your debit card. It's completely different. There is no option of cash anymore. You get whatever amount of money and you have to spend it in 4 weeks because they don't want to even have you the option to save money. At the end of the month, it will cut off.
Yep.
And then you get the next amount in. But you can't say, okay, I didn't need this 500, I save it for the next, and next month I do the same, and I have 1,000 in withdraw. No, you can't. That's the option. That's the plans I have. No savings anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, a month after I moved here, Graham, they closed the Westpac Bank in this town. So it's now like 80 kilometres away. Like, who's going to drive 80 kilometres to do a bank transaction? I just basically transferred all my money to the Commonwealth Bank that's still here.
Is
See,
that
that's
fucking
by
Check
design,
O'Neill?
Adrian. That's by design.
That's what Graham's saying. Let's start with closing the bank's branches. And you know what
Yeah.
they said? Oh, you can do your withdrawals and deposits for Westpac Bank at the post office. Like pig's ass.
What was that all about, Steve? There was Check Attack, and who was the other guy?
That was The Rock. I can't remember his real damn name, but he's another piece.
Dwayne something.
Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne Johnson. He's another piece of shit.
And wasn't that other one Shaquille O'Neal?
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
That's Oscar. Yeah, Oscar.
The whole point of that photo, Uwe, was to show the difference in height and build between Shaka and The Rock. And
But I think
said this
The Rock
I'm
has
not-
way more brain than Check Attack because he's not the smartest candle on the cake.
I will have to
uh,
agree with you on that. I have watched videos of Shaquille O'Neal because he did not actually grow up all that rich. And he gives a lot back into communities. So,
Yeah.
and he also, when I watched the interview with him, and his kid, he did not just hand over money to his kids. He told them they are going to college, which his kids did go to college, and they had to have a job before he would give them anything. So,
And to your point of the picture there, Steve, me and Uwe could sit beside Dwayne Johnson and make him look like a midget.
yeah, probably. That me just bring it up again because I was I didn't realise anybody was watching. I only
Might want
I
to
was
watch
just
what kind of
saying.
pictures you put up there, Steve. You might make the mistake and put some of your private ones up.
Yeah, it's okay.
The last thing I want to see
I
is you
think-
playing with your wiener.
I think
There
I
you go.
saw a documentary years ago that Shack Attack would never ever get the opportunity to join any college because of his intelligence. He just got on college because they need him for the basketball team, and that's how he got into his career. But from his IQ, he would never ever get onto a college.
Yeah, well, I could say that about most politicians.
Oh yeah.
Did
But
he
he made
move into
way
rap?
more money than most of the politicians ever do.
Oh, no
Did he
doubt
start
about that.
doing rap music?
That bloke
I-
probably had 400 or 500 million out of his career.
Yeah.
I don't believe he is.
He
The
played more than 20 years in the
reason this came
NBA.
into the conversation was because we've got a boxer from England, he's still world heavyweight champion, called Tyson Fury, and he was named after Mike Tyson. And I've heard in a documentary Tyson Fury say, "Oh, Mike Tyson would have killed me when Mike Tyson was 1920. He'd have killed me in about 30 seconds in the first round." But you saw them on TV when they met up for this stupid fight he had with the ex-MMA guy that really should have won it. And it was exactly the same as that. It was that much different than what you can see on TV now. It was that much different on the screen, sorry. It was that much difference. Tyson Fury is a foot taller and about 6 inches broader than Mike Tyson. Now, I'd still bet on Mike Tyson when he was 19, beating anybody. But the difference in size is just phenomenal. That's my only point.
He wouldn't have beat me, Steve.
Mike Tyson was a very short heavyweighter. He always had to go inside because from the length of the arms, he would lose against everybody.
Yeah. But, no, there's nobody that was better at movement. When he used to come up with an uppercut, he'd bend down, and the uppercut would come from about 5 foot below.
Brutal.
That was what was so. He was such a good mover, and he still is. You can watch him. I talked about this with Sal on the stream tonight. He's now 57, I think, 58. You still watch him working out, and he's still fast. It still beat it beat anybody that wasn't a professional boxer, and it beat most that were professional boxers, even his age. His movement is just out of this world good.
It's just a shame he bit that other guy's ear off. Holyfield. Who got their ear bitten off?
Holyfield.
Yeah, Holyfield. That was a blight on Tyson's career, unfortunately.
It just shows you what kind of person he is, though.
Yeah. Can I just answer Pat? Pat, I could not agree more.
One single fight from Tyson in the beginning.
I really think he got stitched up with that rape business.
Oh yeah. But he says prison was quite nice for him. It relaxed him. Got him off the drugs. He's a mate of Joe Rogan, and he often goes on the Joe Rogan show. And he says, "Oh yeah, it was okay. Let's face it, nobody's going to fight him. He relaxed, worked out every day. He doesn't think of it as bad, but yeah, I agree with you entirely. But I don't think he did that at all. But can I just answer Pat a second? Pat, I couldn't agree more. I watched a documentary about Mike Tyson many years ago, when we had a commentator from England called Harry Carpenter interviewing him. And they went through a list of about 20 boxers over the last 50 years. Mike Tyson knew everything about each one of those boxers. He knew which fights had won, what their tactics were, how they could be beaten. He really studied boxing, and it's not just a fluke that he was a very strong guy with a fighting attitude. He put a lot of effort into working out how to beat people. And he was an evil guy as well, but he understands boxing better than most. There you go. But thanks for that comment.
Everything went down
I
for
couldn't give you
Tyson.
more.
Everything went down for him when Castameto died, and he was like a father to him.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Then
What was his
then-
name
then
again?
when
You,
fucking
I can't
Don
remember his
King-
name.
took over and
Yeah.
was definitely
What was
Don
the
King.
what was the original old guy called? Say it again. You said it. His father
Don
figure.
King was the worst what could ever happen to Mike Tyson. 100%.
Yeah. Wow, South. Christ, that. Make sure you secure that photo. I'd love that. No, don't. You don't need to share it. But I hope it's in a safe somewhere. Christ, you imagine 100 years time. Your great grandchildren get it. Beautiful.
He says Mike Tyson
I mean, there's no
Blue.
question.
blew $700 million.
Technical boxing, Mike Tyson was definitely not in the top 10. But
I
from-
could not disagree more, Uwe. I could not disagree more. He was a
Nah.
fantastic technical boxer. Unbelievable.
No, I think he was always because he was like a bull terrier and basically
No.
running out of the corner and running into the guys.
No,
But
no. He rarely got hit. He was most of the time he was below the other guy's waistband. Very hard to hit somebody that is down there and is punching up at you. And Sal, he had brilliant footwork, ridiculous strength in his legs. You're so wrong, Uwe. He was a
he
really
needed
good
the footwork,
technical
what I
boxer.
said before, because he had the shortage of the arms. That's what he needs the footwork for,
Yeah, no, he was a really good technical boxer. He bobbed and weaved more than anybody ever bobbed and weaved. He was always moving. And people misunderstand boxing. They think, oh, you've got to be able to. No, the art of boxing is trying to not get hit by the guy that's hitting you or trying to hit you. That's the skill of it. Muhammad Ali was very, very fast, but he did ridiculously bad things, and he would bend his head backwards out of the way of the punch. Now, they'll always tell you when you're fighting, never bend your head backwards, because if they catch you, you're already on the way down. You've got to be super fast reflexes to bend your head backwards to do that. Tyson Fury does exactly the same. You watch him fighting, he'll often, to miss a punch, he'll bend his head backwards to avoid the punch. It's what all coaches tell you not to do. Because if the guy catches you, you're already going backwards. He's only got to catch you on the chin with a half a punch, and you're going to fall over. But you have to be super fast, super reflexes to do that. I'm yapping. Sorry, I'll shut up. Mike Tyson, though, was a super technical boxer. Honestly,
I thought you just said you were going to shut up.
Yeah, all right, I will.
Holy smokes.
Holy shit!
He did seem to
You're
enjoy.
saying, Steve, please work out OBS so we don't have to hear from you.
Well, I was beginning to think you were talking about you want to go suck his dick or something.
Who? Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, or Juve?
Any of them. Take a pick.
Okay. That's a tricky one, isn't it?
You guys will have to excuse me. I don't put a lot of credence into sports stars. Bread and circuses.
Okay. So why is it? No, you have to bring more to it. Why is that, Robert?
Because we put people like that on a pedestal and they make a shit ton of money, but yet the people who actually push the society forward are paid fucking peanuts. They doing easy? Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How many scientists out there, real scientists, I'm not talking about the crap we've been bandied about in the past few fucking years, that make discoveries that changes the whole fucking world for us? And if they're lucky, they might make $100,000 a year. But yet we pay sports stars millions upon millions upon millions. It's fucking bread and circuses, Steve. We'll go watch two people beat the holy fuck out of each other, but most people ain't got the time to take and watch what their fucking politicians are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
right.
because we're all done. However, the sportsman is the epitome. Hold on, let me finish. The sports world is the epitome of capitalism. They only get paid what they are worth.
Well, not in actuality. The sports thing is the same thing as back when they used to do the gladiators in Rome. Sports has changed back to take and keep the unwashed masses entertained, so they don't understand the fucking they're taking.
Yeah, I'll give you that. But there's not one sportsman. Well, no. Let me rephrase this. Most sportsmen get paid exactly what they're worth.
They get paid exactly what the public will set and take and be distracted by.
Yeah.
Hey, a lot of these sports you don't make jack shit unless you're in the top like 1, 2, or 3.
That's exactly my point, Banana King. I've done. I won't give too much away.
Tennis.
I've known 1 or 2 top sportsmen, and I've known 2 or 3 lower sportsmen doing the same sport. The lower sportsmen earn less than you did, Adrian, or you did, Robert. They were both similar ages. No, but only the top ones get the big money. Look, if you're the best plumber in the world, or if you're in the top 100 plumber in the world, or furniture maker, or whatever, you're going to get a lot of money.
I don't think so. We had this talk a couple times, Steve, and I can't disagree more with the payment of these sports stars. But we are adults and we are respecting other opinions. But like I said, I will never, ever, never agree to your point of view on the salary of these sports stars. Never. And it doesn't matter if it's Ronaldo.
I've said this before.
Whoever it is,
nobody
in the world deserves that money.
I love the capitalist system in that they are being paid only as much as they deserve. They get a broken leg and don't play again, they're not going to get paid anymore. They go off form and they're not providing the passes, defending or scoring. They're not going to be picked for the team. They'll be out in.
But Steve, that's the same thing across all of society.
that have been left on the curb.
But
Steve,
they're
I
making more
don't-
money in 1 month than everybody else of us in our whole year, in our whole ages of
Okay,
working.
Ube,
and-
how do you feel
you know-
about Tom Cruise? No, let me put it back to you. How do you feel about Tom Cruise making a movie where he just pretends to be somebody else? Very good at that. How do you feel about him earning 10 million, 20 million, 100 million for a movie?
That's
The same.
testament. It's testament to how fucking stupid the average person is.
No, it's a testament to capitalism. That's how the
No,
world
that
works.
isn't. Oh, hold on, Steve. I'm not. Capitalism and ignorance are two different fucking things. Capitalism is a system. Capitalism is across the board on anything. It doesn't matter what it is. A plumber is still capitalist. A fireman is still capitalist. A police officer, a builder, it's still capitalism. The difference is the idea of worth. The idea of worth has been skewed.
Right.
Well, it's been
I've
skewed
got an
throughout
answer.
all of history. As I said, it isn't no different than the gladiators back in Rome. Same
Right.
shit.
I've got an answer. I've got an answer for you, Robert. Jordan Peterson is really just a teacher. That's all he is.
Yep.
He's a clinical psychologist who happens to have worked out a scheme for teaching mostly young men how to live their life better. But in effect, we all have the knowledge that he's had. He's just very good at producing it on the net and writing the 12 rules of life and whatever.
Yep.
But in effect, he's just a teacher.
Yep.
He's the same as a university professor. I don't know how much university professors get in America. I guess it's not much more than 100 grand, maybe 200 if they're really good. Jordan Peterson is probably earning 10 million a year because he's very good.
Steve,
Very good at what he does.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that. All that does, when it rolls back to it, you're talking about cult of personality. Now, you want to compare what Jordan Peterson does for society compared to Mike Tyson? Tell me how Mike Tyson has moved society forward.
All right, yeah, good point. No, you're right. He doesn't. But he gives us the most important thing in life, happiness. He gives us joy to watch him fighting.
It's a distraction. That's the point, Perrin, that I'm trying to make. People are conditioned.
You could say, how has Shakespeare put the world forward? Hasn't really. He's been very clever with words.
It's the same
beautiful
thing.
plays, well thought out. But has he really progressed the world? No.
But that's
people
the,
love
that's,
Shakespeare.
that, that's
People
the
love Shakespeare because most of his stories are so succinct, and we can all find a little bit of truth in what he says. Has he really made the world better? Not really.
But you're arguing the same point, Steve.
No, I'm not. Shakespeare is
are.
entertainment. Shakespeare is entertainment. That's what it
Right,
is.
and that's the same thing as Tyson.
Yeah. But Shakespeare, if he was alive today, right, if you took all the royalties from Shakespeare's book, he'd be a multi-billionaire.
But he wasn't, and he isn't.
Because he's dead. That's look, okay.
It's the same thing. It's bread and circuses, just at a different level, Steve.
All right.
What I'm saying is,
Look, I get my point, and I sort of get yours, but I don't really, Robert. I think no, I'm never going to say I'm going to agree to disagree. I think it's a fucking stupid thing to say. All it means is I haven't explained my point of view well enough.
No, I understand your point of view. What I'm trying to explain to you, as a society, we've been conditioned to be distracted by mundane bullshit.
Yep.
But look, all of these things are Monday bullshit. Van Gogh, Picasso, Bach, it's all Monday bullshit. You know, nobody would really miss Bach. We would miss people in we would miss Alexander Fleming for inventing the penicillin to cure all the sexual diseases we had in England.
Well, there's a good example. Did that guy get stinking rich off that? No. But
we would miss him because most of the, without Alexander Fleming, most of the English would be dead. Because penicillin and what's it called, whatever it is, they cured the world of so much ill. What's the word I'm looking for, Robert? What's it called? All the what's penicillin group name for? What's the group name?
Antibiotic.
Antibiotics, yeah. Without Alexander Fleming, we'd all be dead.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I agree with you. They are worth more to the planet.
But what do we idolize?
I don't know. I'm actually not quite sure where I'm going with this argument, Robert. I'm
Yeah,
here one more beer. But I'm enjoying it. I'm not quite sure what my next thing is. Do you mind if I just go and get another beer? Are you staying around for a bit?
Go right ahead, Steve.
Okay, back in a bit. Let me just mute myself because mute.
It is thankful that the science communities often acts for the good of mankind rather than personal gain.
Well, we can't say that in the past 4 years there, Adrian.
So in the old days it was though, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
I hate to say it, but Steve is actually one of the best examples for all this ignorance and distraction. He knows everything about what any sports guy statistics has, what they earn, and all that shit. But he has never heard about the child trafficking and all that stuff because he doesn't care. He's more into the show business than into the real life. It sounds rude, but I think it's the truth.
Yeah, that DW documentary on the pedophilia in Pattaya, it was quite an eye opener even for me. I didn't realise it was that prevalent.
That was for me so disappointing, to be honest, Adrian. We watched this great documentary and started talking about it, and then they came up with their freaking Thai general bullshit and fighting 3 or 4 hours. That was fucking disappointing.
Well, it's getting out of control, Uwe. When you got those Thai child protection group in the main walking street, like the main tourist centre of Pattaya, walking up and down there through all the tourists, handing out brochures to help stop pedophilia and to report, give them somewhere to report to. Like, man, I've never seen that before. It's something, they're not doing that just because they're bored. They're doing that for a reason.
This channel, they had a lot of other investigation journalism stuff, documentaries in the past. And like I said in chat before, they were one of the rare channels who didn't follow the narrative in the freaking pandemic and shit, So, but it's like a very small, I don't even know if they are on TV or if they are only on YouTube. I don't even know if they have a TV channel because I haven't watched TV for a couple of years. And I'm not sure. I know they have a YouTube channel with, I don't know, maybe 1 million subs or something. But I don't know if they have a TV channel.
There's something seriously fucked up with men or women, I guess, but mainly predominantly men that seek out like young children to molest or have sex with.
I hate to inform you, Adrian. When it comes to that, it isn't as much of a difference as what you're led to believe. It's just the others aren't reported in such the same way.
The thing is that this underage sex has been part of society for thousands of years, but that they made a business out of that, that's probably in the last 2 centuries. But it has been always part of society. All these countries like Afghanistan or wherever you go over there, that's normal that they marry a 9 or 10 or 12-year-old. It's normal.
Well,
Yeah.
that to the point, Uva, talk about people with distractions, and we both know this. The stuff that they want to bandy about. Let's look at the WHO thing, and most people don't realize this, being tied back to the UN. When that stuff's passed through, and if they get it to where they control our countries, they take away the age limit when it comes to sex between adults and children.
Yep.
It literally just happens with the WHO, where they're paying women who were raped by their employees $250, but yet none of those people face any legal consequences because they are entities upon themselves. They just deem that they don't have to follow a law of any country that they're in.
They're not sovereign.
Yep.
They're not sovereign.
I know all that, but
Well, no,
when we
that's what I
come
was
back
trying to
the
point out to
point-
Adrian. That's how that shit goes. We both know that, Uva.
Then we come back to the point that people are distracted by show business, sports events, and all that shit, and
Yep.
know all kinds of stats and whatever, but they don't know anything about this stuff. And that is exactly why it's even possible that they do that. If people would be aware of that shit, then I guarantee you, you would have been in civil wars for a long time. If they would be aware of this shit, that would not be happening.
Well, it boils down to society is so large now that most people are distracted by bullshit. If it was back in like tribal days, if you'd have had somebody in a tribe doing that, they'd have been fucking hung by a goddamn rope before they even got started.
Exactly. They would not even get that far that it's coming up to a rule. That guy would be fucking dead before he even get it in action.
Yep. And now we are literally led and controlled by the sickest fucking people of society.
Yeah, I know.
Here's some interesting stats. I just Googled the age of consent by countries. Angola and the Philippines have the lowest age of consent. They're both set at 12 years old.
Yeah, wrap your mind around
Well-
that, Adrian.
Angola in Africa and the Philippines.
Angola is Africa, yeah.
Africa has set the age of consent at 12, which is the lowest in the world. But then several other countries, including Niger, which I guess is Nigeria, Niger, and Japan.
No, Niger
have-
is a different country.
Oh, okay. Well,
Niger is not Nigeria.
Niger and Japan are 13. Wow, this is an eye opener.
But the thing is, in Africa, for example, I think 95% of all African countries, the men are allowed to have as many women as they want. So they have one woman they are married to, but they have several beside. And they don't even care, and they don't even, and they talk to their women and saying, okay, today I'm there, today I'm there. And they can't do anything.
That's bigamy.
Banana King. Banana King. I thought you were going to give the best statistic on that, or the best fact on that, the age of consent. Until fairly recently, within the last 50 years, the worst one was the Vatican City.
Yep.
Which was also 12.
Wow. Yeah.
And just think about this, Adrian. If these treaties pass and are allowed to stand, there won't be an age of consent. These fuckers believe they should be able to have sex with 5-year-olds.
They have
Yeah.
they have a program in the WHO and the UN where they want to start sexual education in an age of a baby.
Yep.
With a 6-month-old baby, they want to start, and with 3 years old, they want to that the
Oh.
babies or the kids touching themselves and knowing their own body and all that shit. That's
And-
officially.
Yeah,
It's
it's right in their
officially
fucking
in-
documents.
Yes.
Is this the push
That's
from
not-
like the LGBTIQA part of
No.
the side?
Hold on, hold on.
To
Hold
cover,
on.
it's to cover the pedophile.
It's all part of the same type of a distraction there, Adrian. They took a subset of society. There's going to be gay people in society. We all know that.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't give a shit about gay people. What we're talking about is sick fuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're using that to drive. And this is what people don't realize is they're being used to foment the progress of these sick fuckers.
Yeah.
Steve, are you in that picture?
making-
Is that a family picture, Steve?
I did tell everybody that I'd bought a seven-seater vehicle. That was it.
but I've seen videos with this stuff. Really, that's crazy, man. But
And,
nobody
and
cares.
you, mate, I think it looks like a real photo to me, because if you look at the children's faces, they all look scared. It's not as if they said, right, let's make this photo just to show how ridiculous Thailand is.
Yeah, and the dad's sitting up there, thinking, "Hey, watch this shit."
Yeah, those
Only
kids,
one-
those children are all very scared, and
One
they say,
thing could
"Dad,
be
don't do that."
the lady at the back, or if they had a guy at the back holding like a large sheet of glass as well. That.
What?
You ever seen them riding down the highway, Steve, and the guy on the back's holding like a 6x4 foot sheet of glass?
Oh, yeah. I tell you what I find tricky, Adrian, is you see if your mate's motorbike breaks down, you need gasoline or whatever, you're coming along, I've broken down, I've got no gas or whatever, your mate will come along and put his foot on your kick stand and
Mhm.
push you along. And they do that as if it's no trouble in the world, and they're talking to each other, and
Yeah.
it is so impressive.
We got these idiots around here, Steve. A lot these e-scooters have got pretty popular. They're like a large scooter that you with electric power. You don't push them with your foot.
Yeah.
Right,
But
now
you
there's
don't
a
do
guy
this stuff
races.
with an electric scooter.
These things do like probably 40 k's minimum, 40 kilometres an hour. There's a guy comes roaring up and down my street. I see him pretty much every second day, and he's got like a baby stroller attached to the back of this scooter, and he's barreling down
Oh,
on
no.
the road like he's a car.
No.
Now, how fucking intelligent is that guy?
Well, that's a testament to how fucking dumb society really is, Adrian.
Look, although I muted my thing, I heard what you said when I went for get more beer, you babe. I'm not saying it's morally right that all these sportsmen and top people earn that sort of money. But if you don't have that, you get communism. That's my
No.
point.
No.
That's
That's where
bullshit,
you're.
to be
That's
honest
where
with you.
you're.
That's
That's where you're
bullshit.
wrong.
Okay, tell me why I'm wrong there.
Okay. If people were raised in society and society in general would concentrate upon, say, actual benefits to society, real education,
Yeah.
and real humanitarianism, instead of bread and fucking circuses. Think about it this way,
But
Steve.
we're not. No, but we're not.
Hold on.
looking at-
Hold on. You wanted to give you a reason. Now
No,
listen.
you're a fucking ideal world. You're looking at Star Trek.
hold on, listen to me. If just think about this, if we spent, if the money that we
The big
spend,
question is, it's ridiculous. That's not how we live.
yeah, but that's because we've been conditioned that way. You don't understand that.
I do understand it, and I'm surprised you don't.
I
Trek-
do understand it. It doesn't make it right. Let me ask you this.
No,
Back
I
prior
agree.
to
It
society.
doesn't make it right, but that's the way we are.
And
Doesn't make
what
it
you're
right.
not,
Not
what
morally
you're-
right.
what you're not getting and not understanding
Go on.
is when we went from tribalism to what we consider modern society, it allowed the door in for the worst parts of society to exploit these types of things. Okay? If we were to spend even a fraction of the money that's say spent on sports or wars or any of that type of stuff on hard sciences to take and actually cure disease or help people or expand human knowledge, where would we be? But we spend our resources upon the most dumbest and mundane of shit just to keep the masses occupied so they can't see how much they're getting fucked.
But that's only because there's so many idiots in the world, Robert.
That's my
And I know
point.
you may think I'm an idiot. That's only
No.
You can't fight that. You have to accept
never
that lots
said
of
that,
idiots in the
Steve.
world.
And it's sad that you
No,
think
you sort of did, Yuva. You said I didn't understand the world problems, so I knew a lot about sports, but I knew nothing about the world problems. Not really fair.
no, I said, for example, that you didn't knew and you want even to deny what we told you the other day about this sacrificing babies and all that stuff, because you are distracted. You don't pay attention on that stuff. Maybe because you are so happy in Thailand that everything works fine for you. I don't know. But the thing is,
So, yeah. So,
if
look,
you pay
you
attention,
just
you
said
get
what I just
aware
said.
of
You're
that
not
shit.
saying I don't pay attention to the world problems. You couldn't be further from the truth.
Okay.
But
Let me ask you this then, Steve.
yeah,
Did you know about the child trafficking and all the absolutely insane shit that they do prior to it being told to you? You said you didn't believe it yourself. That was your words. You said it can't be happening
Yes.
what are you talking about in Thailand?
anywhere. If you think it's not there, I guarantee you, Thailand. There's many children there that are exploited that people don't even know about.
There's really not. I fight you on everything about that. There's really not.
I bet there are.
Thailand has a much stronger family unit than any Western country I've visited.
Let
Nobody
me
does.
ask this: how many girls, if you go to Pattaya, how many girls there are underage out selling their ass on the street?
Very few. Very few.
So that's why I can go and see documentaries of these places that are off the beaten path, where men are paying,
Robert,
where
get on
they
a
have
plane,
men
come
paying
and
for
visit me.
sex with children.
You won't find it. In the 20 odd years I've been here, and when they say underage, what they're saying is that working in a bar, it used to be 21. I think they've brought it down to 20 now. You have to be 20 to work in a bar.
Okay, hold on one second.
Well, now, let me finish. Now they say you have to be 20 to work in a bar. So if you're 19, you're underage. So they say, oh, we found an underage girl working in the bar. It's because she's 19.
Adrian, can you link him the documentary, please?
Looking at Thailand from a distance is tricky, I know. But there is so little underage. Robert, you see every month or two, you'll see uncle raped his 12-year-old niece. The police were called, but unfortunately, he was killed before they got there.
Yeah.
That
And that's why I
happens
made the
all
that's why I made the point earlier,
Thailand,
Steve.
Thailand, let me finish. Thailand hate that sort of thing. Thailand are really protective of children.
I'm not, Steve. You're missing what I'm saying. I'm not debating that fact.
There are no look. You can, okay? Any one of you come to Thailand, try to find an underage prostitute. I bet I could come to your city and find an underage prostitute.
Well, that documentary that we reviewed earlier.
You can find it over here.
That documentary we reviewed earlier was.
I didn't watch it, Adrian. I hated the fucking title of it, mate. That was a horrible title.
It was a horrible title, but I didn't know what to put on it. But that was called the Cobra Bar in Soi 7. Confirmed underage prostitutes in there. The guy admitted to it. He'd taken 3 underage prostitutes out of that bar.
How old? 19 is underage.
They were like 14 or 16, that range.
You don't know. You're just guessing. No, you see, that's the problem.
He showed pictures of them. He showed pictures of them out of his computer, and they were literally little girls.
You can see a 20-year-old girl in Thailand. She looks 15. If I turn my camera, to show you a photo of my wife.
Steve, hold on. You said you had your piece. Now, can I say my piece, Steve?
You're talking about stuff you know nothing about.
I just Googled up.
It does annoy me because you could not be so far from the truth. Any pedo in Thailand is killed or suffers serious injury far more than it ever would do in your country, Robert, or Australia, or Germany, or whatever.
Can I say something now? You said you can have your, you're doing the same thing you claim other people do.
Yeah, I am. Sorry, Robert. It's only because I'm annoyed about it. It's a stupid subject.
I know, and this is the problem, Steve. It's called denialism. It's the same fucking thing I've told a lot of people. We're comparing countries to countries, and that's bullshit. We shouldn't compare countries to countries. And to address what Aztec said, I agree with Aztec. It's far worse here, probably. It is. But it doesn't matter where it's at. I don't care what level it's at. It doesn't fucking make it right.
Exactly.
I don't care if it's one.
You're putting Thailand.
Okay, you're doing the same thing.
You and Uwe are putting Thailand at the top of the list.
No, I am
and
not.
We are so far down that list.
Steve,
this is
where you're not listening to me. You're not getting it. You're so ingrained in exactly what I just said. You're not listening. What I'm saying is, it doesn't matter what damn country you're in. These people move about from country to country and exploit where they can exploit. What you're saying is it doesn't happen there. I disagree with you. I can guarantee you it fucking happens there because it happens everywhere.
This morning.
It happens everywhere.
I get a feeling Cambodia and the Philippines would be much worse at it, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely, Adrian. Look, Robert, it's a bit like me talking to you about what goes on in your city in America. I know
but
fuck
it
all
does
about
go
it.
on.
You know fuck all about what goes on in Thailand. I'd love you to bits, but you've got no idea. And Adrian is absolutely right. It's far more. Well, it used to. I don't know what Cambodia is like now, but Cambodia used to be horrendous for that sort of thing. Thailand has never been particularly bad at that sort of thing because the Thais have a good family network. They take care of the children. So if anybody does anything horrible to their children, they will die. They're not going to jail or whatever. They just kill them. So Thailand is far better. I guarantee you, if there's the statistics on this, I'm slobbering because I'm so angry. There's statistics on this. Proportionally, you've got probably 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 times more of that sort of crime in America, Germany, Australia than we get in Thailand.
That is
But
not
you
the
put-
point, Steve.
But you put Thailand at the top of the list.
No,
That's
I
why you
didn't put
don't
Thailand at the
understand
top.
We didn't do that.
We did not put Thailand at the top of the list. What I'm trying
Yes,
to tell
you
you.
did. You
No, I
did.
didn't. I did not. Tell me once when I said that. Rewind the stream and tell me once when I said Thailand's the worst. Tell me once.
You said, look, I would never talk about America as being, I wouldn't bring up America and start talking about pedophilia in America. That wouldn't be my number one thing that I'd talk about. You can't come on and talk about Thailand and talk about pedophilia as if that's the most important thing.
What about all
Now, that might not have been what you meant, but that was what you concentrated on.
No, what I'm trying to say
Yes.
is, Steve, what I'm trying to get across to you is you have a sense of denialism because of where you live. It'd be like me trying to say it doesn't happen in America. Fuck yes, it does.
No, Robert, no, but you brought it up. You said it happens here. Of course
And I
it does.
guarantee you it does.
Robert, of course it does, but you brought it up into the conversation. You said this is what happens here.
Yeah, because it happens everywhere.
I was talking to you about America. I would never start off the conversation with saying, well, in America, you got all these
Hold on.
pedophilia.
I didn't.
whatever.
Okay, Steve.
I would bring it up like, come on, Robert.
No, come on,
I
Steve.
mean,
Hold on.
I'm very defensive about that sort of thing.
And
because
that's because you have this fucking fantasy in your head that this shit
No,
doesn't happen
it's
everywhere.
because Robert, I'm surprised with your intellect that you attacked Thailand through that.
I'm not
stupid-
attacking Thailand. I'm telling you it happens everywhere. This is what you're not listening to.
No, you don't say, I'm not going to go to Germany because there's all the paedophilias there. But you brought up Thailand as if it's a pedo capital of the world. And Adrian,
Hold on, you're reading into something I didn't say, Steve.
I'm
When
pissed
did I
off with
say
you.
that? Steve, when did I say that?
I'm pissed off with you for putting that stream up tonight. You've got to get rid of it, mate. It's a fucking horrible title. Got to get rid of it.
We could delete it, the stream, but
Yeah, get rid of it. It's fucking horrible. Don't know where
Well,
you're
just-
coming from.
well, that's what the video was about.
But that just feeds the ignorance. It feeds the ignorance of you, mate, and Robert. It's stupid. You've got to
I'll
take it
change
down, mate.
Change the title of it. I want to leave it up because there's a lot of other characters that joined that stream that were good.
All right. Just change the title. Just change the title to something better. Right. I'm sorry I got so angry, guys. I appreciate that.
I just came home.
I
from the
ranted a
pub.
bit too much.
I just came home from the pub and had about 8 beers at the pub. And
It's
thought
sad
I'd
that
go-
we can't have a proper discussion, to be honest, but whatever. That
Oh, come
nobody said
on,
anything
you,
about
mate.
that
You,
Thailand is
mate. When I
first or
turned
whatever.
when I turned my microphone off, you told me I was dumb because I didn't
No, he
understand the
didn't say
word.
you were dumb. He said you were distracted, Steve, just like you are now.
You know what I would
I
like to
didn't
see
think-
them get off the streets in Thailand, in these nightlife entertainment areas where there's like men and women dallying, where there's dalliance between the men and women and the alcoholics. The little kids that run up and are walking around, like the little girls sell flowers and the little boys they're selling something else, and like little hand bracelets, and like those kids are usually they're between 6 and 10 years old, and they're all over the place like honeybees at late at night when all the action's happening. You must see those, Steve.
I'm not listening, right? I'm just going to say hello to Harriet.
And Phuket's probably worse for that. Actually, you know what I'm talking
That
about. The
topic now,
little
it makes no sense if he's not listening, and if he puts words in my mouth I didn't say. I don't discuss anymore. It makes no sense.
Well, you know, there's guys picking up their bar girls in bars, and they're all juiced up, and they're taking their bar girls out for back to their hotel. And there's these little girls, like usually 6 to 10 years old, and they're selling like single roses because the guy might buy one for give for his new lover for the night. And that's sort of a bit horrific when it's happening at midnight and 1 in the morning. You know, like, I reckon they should clear that off the streets. If their parents are that desperate for money, they've got to send 6-year-olds out selling roses to sex mongers, then the parents should be out doing it, not sending their little kids out to do it.
Okay, let me give you this story, Adrian. When my wife was a 12-year-old girl, 11, she went to Bangkok to help her mother and father build the skyscrapers that you still see now. She was the sort of tea lady on the building site. Exploited or just helping the family?
No, in construction, it's probably fine. I can't see anything wrong.
So look,
as long as they understand like safety zones and things, like they're not out walking on a RSJ beam giving people cups of tea. You know,
you've been to Thailand. There's no health and safety in Thailand. Zero.
Yeah.
But her mother and father were working.
They are getting better at it. I've got to say that.
Oh yeah, my wife's 45. We're talking about 30 years ago. 33 years ago.
Yeah, it's like zero safety back then.
Yeah. And she was just there to cook them food for when they stopped working. Because
yes,
it's so hard to explain to you how Thailand works unless you've lived here. But you often have Papa and Mother working together. Papa is the tradesman. He knows how to do the stuff, the welding and the laying the concrete and whatever. They're rubbish at painting. Never ask a Thai to paint your house unless you know he's really good. Yeah, sit at that. But they can do most of the things.
We got a little crew, and they weren't like family. They were all like a crew of painters.
Yeah, and you've got to have good painters to come in. But they often have, and it even gets better. They'll have a mother, a father, and a teenage son who will become a crew that will come onto a job and work the job. I can't remember the point I was trying to make. But
these were like
so different to the West.
We had like professional painters. We had professional painters, Steve, but their work wasn't really all that good. You know, like your polyurethane floor coating, the clear, like whatever you call varnish. It's not varnish. It's you know what I mean. You put on your floorboards, right?
Yeah.
But when they finished it all, but like bubbled, like they somehow got air in the fucking shit and like just rolled it out onto the floor and it all like bubbled. It's a shit job, really.
Well, I tell you what it is, Adrian. I think the Thais like to do work quickly. They're not much for preparation. And painting, decorating, it's all about preparation. It's 80% preparation, 20% actually doing the job. That doesn't work well with the Thai mentality. They won't even bother to mix the paint before they start slopping it on. They're really bad at it. It just doesn't fit with their. But if you want to build a wall or a house, they'll sweat, they'll graft, they'll do anything. Look, Adrian, Robert's gone quiet. I didn't mean to shut everybody up. It's only because this is my home. And it's rather like me coming to your village, Robert, and saying, you got a shit fucking city here. Fucking hate it.
No, Steve, you misunderstand me.
I'm probably
Steve.
too defensive, and
Steve,
I apologize.
let me talk to you for
being-
just 1 minute. Let me explain something to you just 1 minute. One, talk to me when you ain't been drinking. Two, I'm not attacking Thailand. What I'm trying to get a point across to you is this crap goes on everywhere. It goes on here in the States. It goes on in Australia. It goes on in Germany. It goes on in China. It actually goes on in China quite a bit more. But you deny like it isn't there because it's
No,
Thailand.
Robert, no, Robert, that's not what I said.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. What I said was,
Like Robert said,
the first thing you
I
said
will
about
not
Thailand
discuss
was about
any-
the pedophilia. I said I would never attack Germany or America. The
he
first thing I
didn't
said,
attack
oh,
Thailand, Steve.
yeah,
What you don't get?
The first thing you thought about when you talked about Thailand was pedophilia.
No.
First thing. You didn't say, oh, Thailand's a lovely country because the people are so genuine and honest and lovely. No. The first thing you said was, oh, there's so much pedophilia going on in Thailand.
No,
Now,
I
I'm
said
not
there's
saying the
pedophilia going on
proportions of it.
everywhere.
The portions of it are
And
probably
you're
the
denying
same.
that it is because you have a bias because you think I'm attacking Thailand.
No,
I'm not. What you
denying
can't
it, Robert.
understand
I'm saying I would never attack your country on the same basis.
I'm not attacking any one country. What I'm trying to get across to you is this is
It was
across
the
the
first
board.
fucking thing you said.
No, it was not, Steve.
Yes, it was.
Okay, there you go. You're doing the same shit you accuse other people of.
Yeah.
Something was definitely going on in
Okay,
that.
Robert. Okay, Robert.
Cobra.
What nice thing did you say about Thailand before you talked about pedophilia?
We weren't talking about niceties of countries, now were we? We were talking about the
okay.
exploitation. Hold on.
So
There you go. You're jumping in.
right.
You're not even. Hold on, Steve. You're
About,
doing the same thing.
the very first thing you talked about was pedophilia in Thailand. That's all.
Oh.
It makes no sense, Steve. If you're drinking, we can't discuss any stuff
But you
anymore because it
can't
makes no
argue
sense.
because I'm drinking. Oh, in fact, you should think there's a fucking drunk idiot here who knows more about arguing than you do. You imagine how good I am when I'm sober.
Just let me say, all we're talking about was the video that was presented, and in the video, the Cobra Bar in Soy 7, there was no doubt they had underage sex workers. The guy admitted to taking 3 of them out of the bar, and then he had to pay 30,000 euros to bribe his way to get his passport to leave the country on bogus beat.
But Adrian, how old were they? How old were they?
Well, underage, Steve, under 16.
How old?
Under the age of whatever it is, 16, I guess.
No, 20.
Well, that's to serve beer, but to have sex is underage.
No, 20 is the age in Thailand. I'm surprised you don't know this. And that's the point. You're arguing with me about stuff you have no fucking idea about.
Whatever the
like
age
me
is.
saying I understand about America or Germany or whatever. I would never dream of talking to you about this sort of thing. I know nothing about Germany or America. But you think you have the fucking right to tell me my country is full of paedophiles. Well, now, fuck you.
Not full. It was a case. There was a case at this Cobra Bar.
And even Adrian has lived in Thailand for many years, and he still doesn't fucking understand the age to be in a bar is 20. So underage is 19 and 11 months.
I'm not interested in anyone. I'm not interested in anyone that's like under 40.
It's just ridiculous. I give up. You're all talking as if you understand it, but you've got no fucking idea.
Oh,
I'll be back in a bit.
I interviewed the police chief of Pattaya, and he
Banksy just said, well, I think it's actually gone down now, Banksy. I think it went down to 20. But you're absolutely right. Yeah, it used to be 21. For most of my life in Pattaya, Thailand, it was 21 to work in a bar. Now, those girls might look younger, but you got to be 21.
That's to serve the alcohol, though, right? Or not? Hang on, I'll Google it.
I'm
Age
not
of
sure of the
consent
age
is
of
not-
consent. I'm not sure of
Well,
the
that's
age of
what I'm
consent.
talking about. Having sex with underage people. That's the age of consent, right? It's not the age of selling beer to people. It's the age of going with people for sex.
No, but that,
That's
Adrian,
what we're
come
talking
on.
about, not the age of
No.
selling beer.
Adrian, come on. They say underage girls in bars. It means they're 20 and a bit or 19 and a bit.
Have a look here.
Look, you don't have to believe me. I don't need to prove myself. But I guarantee there are more, what's the word?
Thailand age of consent is 15.
CP.
15 it is. It says
There are
right
more
here, age of
CP
consent in
There are more
Thailand.
pedophiles in all of your countries than you'll ever find in Thailand. Because we kill them.
It says right here, Thailand, age of consent 15.
Yeah, but so, look, Adrian, you've got to know that when they say under the age of consent, they're not saying they're 12, 13-year-old. They're just saying they're under the age because they're working in a bar too young.
It was a
know
full
that.
raid. They investigated it all, and the police took the guy away, and he admitted
Right.
to going with 3 underage girls. So they must have been under the age of 15, surely.
No. They were 19. Oh, fuck you. I'm going to get a beer.
But how would 19 be breaking the law if the age of consent's 15? I don't get that.
So the whole documentary was fake, then, Adrian. That's the fact.
Oh, it was all fake, yeah. Even the chief of police, it's all fake.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. And
No,
you go and
that's
Google,
stupid.
the
makes no
Cobra
sense.
Bar, and the bar they showed and were talking about, that Cobra Bar in Soy 7, I Googled it, and it's closed.
There were 3 girls laying on the floor, completely hammered with alcohol. They said they fill them up with alcohol, that they don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's the same thing they do to them when they cross the border down here in the southern United States. They drug them up, all kinds of shit.
Look,
Anybody
no
that
one's
thinks
saying it happens everywhere in Pattaya, but it does happen. There are still cases of it.
Well, that was the
It does
point that I
happen
was
in
trying to
every
get across
country.
to Steve. It happens everywhere.
Okay, where? Banana King, where?
I just told you the Cobra Bar in Soy 7 is a perfect example.
Right.
And
How old were they?
Isn't there a very popular man from Soy 6? And his wife's in jail for something similar, isn't she?
I think she's out now, but I'm so surprised, Adrian, because I can understand that Robert and Juve never been
And
to
that's
Thailand.
Central
I'm
Pattaya.
surprised at you, Adrian, that even you are suggesting there's lots of underage sex going on in Thailand.
I'm not saying lots,
so-
but there's
It's
cases
so
of it.
ridiculous. It's just mind-bogglingly ridiculous. Doesn't happen.
But apparently
Don't
it is.
misunderstand me. Obviously, it
Yeah,
happens, but it
my
doesn't
point
happen
is-
any more than any other country in the world.
My
And
point
in
is,
Thailand, when they get caught for it, they don't go to prison for 4 years and get put on the sex registers list. They get killed.
they bribe their way to leave the country and flee back to Germany. That's what they do. Or back to Australia, or back to America,
Yeah.
back to wherever the hell they come from.
All right.
That's what they do.
But you must have, Adrian, you lived here for longer than I have. You must have
No,
seen
not
all the
really.
reports of people being killed.
I've been going there probably longer than you, but I only lived there for maybe 18 months or something.
All right. I don't know. Let's get a new
I've been watching it for a
conversation.
long time.
Um,
What you say, Steve, it's totally true too. The uncle's child sex thing in the village, yeah, that's sorted out locally. And Thais have got no time for it at all. Like Thais abhor the whole fucking.
even in Pattaya, Adrian, even in Pattaya, Occasionally you'll get the Mama-san, the boss of the bar, will have her 14, 15-year-old schoolgirl helping out in the bar, just as you would do a newspaper round or helping the garden. You know, she helps to get pocket money.
Oh, that's legal in Australia. If you're the child of the publican, you're allowed to work in the bar at like age 12.
Right.
No problem.
Just wait until a foreigner, touches that 14 or 15-year-old girl on the bum as she walks by.
Yeah.
I've seen horrendous things happen. The Mama-san will be right out, and the guy will be out of the bar in seconds. If he doesn't walk out of the bar, he'll be on the floor in seconds. Seen it. Honestly. Yeah. If he doesn't leave instantly, he's going to be on the floor. I haven't seen him being on the floor, but I've seen twice where it happened. I even tell you where it was, Marquee Bar. Marquee Bar, Sorbical. The Mama-san there, lovely lady, had her niece working there. Just picking up glasses, that sort of thing. A Falang touched her rudely. God, all hell broke loose. They're 10 times more protective than. Oh, I've got JG. Sorry, I haven't even said hello to JG. Look, I'm sorry I got a bit angry. I think.
Don't worry. It's an emotive subject.
Yeah.
The age
sorry,
of consent
Robert.
in South Korea is 20. That's an interesting one. South Korea is 20, the age of consent.
Yeah.
Australia, the UK, and America is 16, just out of interest.
Yeah.
If that's a civilized world.
I was only 15 when my first wife fucked me. I should have got her first.
But on
She was
this
older.
age, we're talking about, let's say, regular agreement sex and not about prostitution.
Well, prostitution's totally illegal in Thailand. There is none.
Exactly. But that's what they do with these girls in that documentary.
That documentary was absolutely brilliant.
Prostitution is
And you can
officially
see from it.
illegal.
I confess, I didn't watch all of it, but I watched the beginning of it where the guy with his girl called Pin or something. Oh, he writes books about what goes on. Of course, it's going to be bollocks.
What would be even worse than Central Pattaya, like the main part of Pattaya, would be Jomtien, I reckon.
Yeah, Jomtien is full of Germans and ladyboys. No, Germans and
gays.
Yeah, gays. They're young boys.
It's been the official young boy spot for a long time down there, ever since I can remember.
Can we
Greetings,
say
all.
welcome to Banksy?
Welcome, Banksy.
How you doing, lads?
We've had a heated discussion.
I know. I was listening to the discussion, to be honest, and I will point out something. There's a YouTuber that takes regular journeys on the push bike named Strachan, and if it was 2 weeks ago, he goes past the Cobra Bar and it's open.
Cobra Bar?
Yeah. It's one of his favourite bars.
They got a terrible write-up in this documentary.
Oh, yeah, they have. It did get done. They got done. The underage force and gather, it wasn't a bit more about they weren't Thai nationals, and they were 18 and 19 to one way, and they weren't Thai nationals. I don't think they had a permit that came into it as well. They were illegal workers.
Thanks. You've got a little bit of echo, mate.
Hold on, let me sort this out. Cancellation. Settings, audio. Right, should be okay now.
Yeah, cool. It's good.
Yeah, so that's wasn't grasped from it, and that's from basically someone I know literally there on the ground who's got a bar. But shit happens like that everywhere, and it does everywhere.
It's fucking tricky because you see a man walk down the street holding the hand of a young, obviously young girl or boy, right? They're obviously young, underage. Now that could be his
Oh, the
child.
underage. What do you mean by Adrian? You got to stop.
Well, so like a
using
little
the
child
word
that's
underage.
about 10 years old, 12 years old, 14 years old, that sort of age. I know how tight
Here's
people
one for you. What's the age of consent in the Philippines? That's the fucking
12. Very low.
scary shit, isn't it? That's scary shit.
We just looked it up, Banksy. The youngest in the world's
All right.
goal,
Yeah.
Philippines. Yep. 12 years old.
Some sick fucking countries, man. Besides a lot of places.
Adrian, you have
you
never
go to
seen
that
a man
point-
in Patia walk down the street with a 12-year-old girl, unless it's his family.
I've done it myself. That's what I'm
Granddaughter,
saying.
whatever.
It could be his daughter or his son. I've done it myself. I've got children and I've been there with children.
Yeah, but that's not what you said. You made it out as if, you see it all the time in Patia with people walking down the road with
No,
12-year-old
I said it's-
girlfriends.
I said it's
Fucking
difficult to see a
ridiculous.
man. No, I
I
said
don't know
it's
where you're
difficult.
coming from.
You see a man
Look,
walking
mate,
down
I've
the
had
road
enough of this. I don't know where you're
holding
coming
the
from.
hand of a young.
You've been to Thailand, you understand it, but you're still saying underage sex is common in Thailand. Fucking not. Never has been, never will be. Because the Thais are like the Catholics, they protect the family. Family is more important than anything else. And if somebody abuses their family, they'll kill them. So
I said,
I've had enough, mate. No, look, I thought we were getting somewhere.
I was saying I feel
I'm going to call
that
it
it's
a night
possibly getting
because I'm just
worse.
going to shout more. I'm getting more
Post-COVID,
angry. Thanks,
probably
Steve.
getting worse.
I'm really pleased you came and joined us.
No, I've seen him beat
But,
the shit out of Ty Man with a stick because he went near underage Ty. And he'll literally beat the shit out with a stick in the street. I've seen farm do that. Literally. And then I found out because we were trying to touch up a young kid.
Angry. That's what's making me angry, Banksy, because
Well, I wish I could do that in England. Wouldn't get away with it. Literally knock the shit out of someone.
Know exactly the same as you and I do. Anyway, look, I'm getting too angry.
Yeah,
sorry,
settle
everybody.
down. Chill.
will.
Chill out. It's a Saturday.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Good night to all of you. And I'll see you another time. See ya.
There, Steve. Go settle down a bit, man. You're a good man, but settle down. Shit happened. I mean, look what's happened in the UK. That bloke, was it 10 years? He's been basically screwing dead people, dead girls, dead. You know what I mean?
Yes.
10 fucking years to come. I think it was over 500 or something. They worked out in 10 years, and he was just a fucking electrician. That is one sick puppy.
These people are beyond criminal. They're like mentally deranged.
Oh, I'd literally chuck him in population, then knock the shit and bowels out of him.
Nobody
That's
ever
happening.
said it's happening in Thailand only or whatever. Nobody ever said it.
It's
nobody
everywhere.
was saying that Thailand is the worst. Just the case that we watched the documentary this morning earlier, we know what was going on. And if that documentary is fake, somebody has to prove it is fake. Because otherwise, what they showed in that documentary was exactly proving that it's going on.
I didn't see the
And that's
documentary. I don't know where Steve was coming from. It might be because if you show a documentary in the Philippines or something like that, show the same thing, it's a different thing. It's a different concept. It's probably because it's a Thai one and not a Philippines one or shit like that. That's all. That's all I can read into it because I wasn't here. So, you know what I mean? That's all I can think.
We didn't make a ranking. What is the worst and what is the lowest cases?
Yeah.
We didn't do any ranking.
Steve's got a lot more experience than me about Pad A. I haven't been there for several years.
Well, he's got more than me. I mean, he lives out there. So, I just basically gave him my mossy and shit like that. What's going on? But every country's, like I said, every country's the same. You always have sick people. It's as simple
it's
as
worse.
every fucking country.
It'd be worse in Australia, Banksy. There's notorious pedophiles in Australia, like molesting children, serial molesters. Like,
I know what I'll do.
you always hear about these
Bullets in the back of the head would stop him.
pedophile
If you talk
rings.
about underage sex, there's African countries they have girls with 8 or 9 years old.
I know, that's sick
You know?
shit, ain't it?
You're not
Sick as
talking
hell.
about the worst country or the less worst country. We were just talking in general.
Well, look, even Muhammad took a 6-year-old wife.
Now, I was going to say, but I thought I better not do. Isn't that in the Quran? Something to do with it?
Sorry, I should have said
Allegedly.
allegedly.
Allegedly. No, which
Well-
page on there?
The point I was trying to get across earlier was that all these organizations like the WHO, the UN, all these affiliated ones that goes along with these people and the shit that they're trying to pass in all these countries, all of them, including ours. And this is what I was trying to get across to Steve is this is the way these people manipulate shit. You know, and I guess Steve, he takes it personal. And I'm not trying to be personal with him. I'm trying to explain to him that this is going on everywhere and they're pushing it.
Yeah, Steve's just passionate about talent, that's all. He's just very passionate about it and the people.
I can understand that you're passionate about where you live, but it doesn't mean that there aren't evil in fucking society just because you live there.
Yeah, there's evil everywhere. I mean, it's simple as.
No, for me, it was a lesson. I won't discuss any serious stuff with Steve anymore if he's drunken. I don't do that anymore.
Like I said, I just named one. Our company in the UK, just named one in the UK. I was sick as that, Sick fuckers.
You find it
Everywhere.
everywhere. Banks. It doesn't matter where you go. Everywhere you have it. We didn't say
exactly.
anything else. But he's taken everything personal and laying words in my mouth and in Robert's mouth that never was said.
He takes things to heart, that's all. He does take things to heart.
We're talking about a place.
Hey, I'm gone.
He knows,
I can't be the voice of reason on a Saturday. That's not good. I need a beer.
he knows the place better than probably any of us. So he feels strongly about it. He doesn't see, and you don't see it, really. You don't. But,
Well, like I say, I mean, that's why I got away from Pattaya this year, man. Krabi and Kopipi and shit like that to get the fucking away from it. It was nice to get away.
like you said, like visible people doing that shit are going to get fucked out of them by anyone. Banksy would flatten someone if he saw him.
Oh, I was locked away for 3.5 years right in the paedophile, and I'd do it again.
Exactly.
It's as simple as.
Yeah.
My old man picked me up in prison, and he said he was a proud father because I did what I thought was needed to do. Someone went for my kids, and someone tried to touch my kid up, and I fucking flattened him and his mate.
Hey, where'd you say you were going instead of Pattaya? You're going to Kopipi or somewhere?
No, that's where I went this year. I went to Krabi, Kopipi. It was lovely. I enjoyed it. I mean, I got some idiot the other day was on about Muslims. I said, you've been to these islands. I mean, it's like 90% Muslim islands, and they're fantastic with you. Absolutely amazing. No problems whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's just one of them.
Beautiful islands, eh? Relaxing.
Oh, man, yeah. I fell in love with PP, man. Literally and Krabi. Literally. Just love them.
That area being like in the Andaman Sea, like not in the Gulf of Thailand, it's like way better, than like.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Somewhere,
Looking at I've already booked for next year, mate. I don't know where I'm staying now. I'm staying in Pattaya, but I'm staying in the base. in Pattaya. So I decided to splash out and treat myself. So I'm staying in the base, and I want to get some different places this time. I do want to go back to the islands, though. I do love the islands. I'll be taking a visit to them again. But there's other places I want to go as well. You know, I want
You
to
fly down there to Krabi or Phuket? How'd you get down
flew
there?
down there. I flew down to Phuket.
Phuket.
Yeah, that's with me basically jump up point. Get to pardon me. First we're gonna be Phuket jump up point to the rest of the islands. So where I want to go.
Did you have a few nights out in like Bangla Road or something?
Yeah, I'll say nothing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I tell you what, yeah, it's crazy, but it's like a very gay island as well, I suppose.
Yeah.
But not bad at all. Not bad at all. Like I say, the people more laid back. I enjoyed it, and like I say, in the other hands because they're more laid back, and I felt
Yeah, they
just
are.
comfortable.
Don't seem to pester you as much or something.
Yeah. God, that was all the any pestering done on PP. More than anything. Loved it. Couldn't get a chance to go to the beach though, because that's been closed again,
Which
as
beach?
normal.
At
The beach. The beach.
Oh, the beach. The beach. Because
Yeah.
they've tried to rehabilitate the beach or something.
Yeah. I mean, fortunately, I've been once in my life, but this time I couldn't go. There's no chance of it. It's like they couldn't even sneak you across there.
Apparently, the hordes of people they were taking to the beach. This is the movie, The Beach. If you,
Yeah, you've got it, JG, PP. You got Co PP, Lane, Co PP. That's an amazing place.
yeah. That beach, they reckon the hordes they were dragging in there just totally wrecked the
Mate,
place.
it was shit. They ruined it. They literally the tourists ruined it for themselves, and it wasn't basically just English as well. It was a lot of I could put it Chinese. There's no respect, just chucking shit everywhere. You know, there's
They
little
got
bins and just sling it anywhere.
they got real respect for beautiful natural environments, the Chinese, but not.
And they just, yeah, exactly, yeah, locusts. But it's like, yeah, you go across there, you show a little bit of respect. Like, it's like I don't even smoke on that island. Well, on that island. But you see them and you like to come across in droves like about a fucking. It's like, well, they are with buzzies. It's the same with a fucking boat. 40 get off, take pictures of everything, just drop fucking shit everywhere and fuck off. And don't think about what they've left behind. It's complete. It's sorry to.
Anyways,
It's a
guys,
sorry
I'm
side.
gonna take off. Thanks for having me, Adrian. I'm gonna
Hey,
check out
what are
and
you?
make
Yeah.
some.
Cheers, mate.
All right, have a good one, Uva.
Catch you later.
Take
Yeah,
care.
later.
I
Yeah.
should hit the sack too. It's like 2 a.m. here.
All right. Well, in that case, I'll jump off so you can. I'm assuming you're going to shut down. So, all right, guys, have a good one.
Later, man.
Take care there, Banksy. Everybody in chat, take care.
Yeah, I'd like to stay up a bit, but I can't. It's just tiring. It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
All right, have a good one, Adrian.
Sorry about what happened with Steve.
Well, I'm not, but he takes it personal, like we're trying to attack Thailand, and that's not the point. That wasn't the point I was trying to make. The point I was trying to make is these organizations that have no accountability to anything are moving into all countries. They're trying to put it under the same rules.
Mm-hmm.
And to say and deny that doesn't happen, it does. It happens everywhere. Just because we don't see it doesn't mean it's not there.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, you have a good one.
See you, Robert. Thanks for joining, mate. We'll catch up another time. And for the chat, good night. Thanks for your good comments. Cheers, guys. and girls.